In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out a WordPress plugin called FooBox, which, as it shows on my screen, is going to make your images, videos, and content look beautiful on every device with a sleek, responsive lightbox. Before we poke around the website here a bit for FooBox and then look at the actual solution together, just a quick bit of housekeeping. First look videos cover products we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users experience their website and product for the very first time. These videos are unedited, high-level introductions that are not paid for, they're not sponsored, and they contain no affiliate links. If you'd like videos like this created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free partner membership. And we thank FooBox for being a partner. If you go over to our site, find the deals area, do a search for FooBox, and grab that exclusive offer. Okay? All right, so the website we are looking at today is fooplugins.com. That's FOOplugins.com and then /FooBox, FOOBOX. All right. Again, this is a way to lightbox anything, images, videos, content, all of that good stuff. All right. So what we're going to look for, we're going to look for key pages, an about page, a changelog, look through some documentation, pages of that nature, and then we'll go look at the actual solution. So the first thing I like to look for is the feature set. So let's see if we can find those. Just going to scroll down the page here a bit. And also I want to say, when we're dealing with solutions that are visual in nature, and Lightbox is something that's visual in nature, I always encourage people to look at a demo to see what you can really expect as an end product from the solution. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that, because it may be a case where I just don't do it any justice, or we don't spend the time to take it far enough to make it look as good as it actually could look. So let's go ahead and click on this View Demo button right here, and we've got a couple of FooBox demos. We're just going to click on that image. Here we go. We see a nice light box that comes up. We've got a little. Here we go. Let's zoom in. That looks good. We've got a little caption down here at the bottom. Looks like you can close that. That's cool. And then it comes back up when you hover down there, or actually when you click back down there again. That's cool. And then we see the option up here to do some social sharing. That is my browser doing that. So right here we see that. Here we go. That's social sharing. And then, of course, if you've got multiple images in a gallery, you could navigate through those. All right. So that is an example. They've got some more. That is basically like a single image video. You can also open videos from YouTube and Vimeo inside a FooBox Lightbox. So let's open a YouTube video. Here we go. And again, we got the social sharing. Self-hosted video, we will skip that one. Here we can open a gravity form. I don't know if we need to do more to make that happen. The code to get this working can be seen below. Okay, here's an example using gravity forms where we've enabled the contact us form to open in FooBox. Okay, maybe that's not working, so we'll go ahead and skip that. Let's see, what else can we see? Inline HTML. Okay, iframe. Super cool. Galleries. Here we go. And then each of these individuals have, that's more of a browser thing. Microsoft Edge, the browser, does all kinds of things to images. So it's kind of gets a little confusing as to whether the solution's providing the feature or the browser. Okay, I think that's good. I think you get the idea. The only thing we couldn't get to really see was the form. No big deal though. Okay, so those are the features the demos in a nutshell. View more demos. I'm guessing that takes us to the same spot. Okay, that is all right. Here we go. Mobile ready. So mobile responsive. We have social sharing, video lightboxes, zero configuration, multi-plugin support. So it's going to work with Foo Gallery, Gravity Forms, WooCommerce, and many other plugins. There's a built-in slideshow, a complete toolkit for your content. So they kind of break down the features even more. Cool. Photo Moto integration. Yeah, so if you sell digital photos online, they have an integration with Photo Moto. All right, so that's the features. Let's go to documentation. Let's just check out some of this documentation. Looks like we have some good screenshots. Let's go back a level and check out some more. All right, the documentation looks fine. Let's just do a search. Something random. All right, let's try something else. Let's try gravity. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we've got good documentation. I love that you can search the documentation. So we've got the features, we've got the documentation. Let's go check out the About page. Good stuff. We've got faces, we've got names, a bit about the company. So this is a great way to establish trust with potential customers, brief history. Beautiful. So the only thing here left is the changelog. All right, maybe that is in the documentation. Let's go back to the documentation. FooBox, let's do a search for changelog. Let's go back to the main site. See if I see anything here. Yeah, so that'd be my thing. Is that I would like to see is a changelog, dates along with the version number, along with what's new and changed. Okay, let me try one more time. Changelog. All right, cool. All right, so that is good. Let's go ahead and let's give this a shot. So I have FooBox installed and licensed up, and this works with any gallery from my understanding, even like the built-in, like the block editor Gutenberg. It also works with their own Foo Gallery plugin. We're going to try to get this to work with the default block editor and see what's what. All right, so FooBox. Let's just go top to bottom here, getting started. FooBox has 3 awesome Lightbox themes to choose from. Try them all out below. So let's click on these and just see if anything happens. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got more demos here. So here's where you can kind of navigate. That is cool. Or you can click the play button down in the bottom right, and it's probably going to cycle through all of the images. Let's try Metro. So you got different navigation, a different layout. Good stuff. Let's try Flat. Different type of navigation. Again, you've got the play button down in the bottom right, got the navigation, social sharing. You can even share via email. You saw that that link, that email right there. So it doesn't have to be social. You share it over email. Animations. You can animate FooBox in 12 different ways. So was this on the actual website? I don't recall that it was. So it might be something that we want to add to the website. Talk about the animations. I don't recall seeing that. I've got this pulled up on my other screen. Let me do a search there for animation. Okay, so I think just a bit of feedback. I would put this somewhere on the marketing website. Okay, this is the first we're hearing about this. You can animate FooBox in 12 different ways when it opens. This makes a great first impression to your visitors. See the animations in action by clicking the links inside the look and feel section above. Okay, so we saw that animation. See that, how that kind of, there we go. All right, so that's the animation. And it says you can set 12 different types. Then, of course, you got the social sharing we've kind of seen already. Plus much more. There are 85 plus settings at your disposal. Do we talk about that on the marketing website? Nope. That's another thing I would put on there, is talk about just how many settings are in there. Okay. And sell that as a feature, right? Versus I'm going to get in here and this is going to be daunting to set up, but sell it as a feature, you know? Okay, then there's a nice button here to change your FooBox settings now down here at the bottom. Let's go to the demo tab. So we've got some more demos. Do they have a form? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, getting started. Let's just go down to the settings tab. Under general, WordPress galleries, enable FooBox for all WordPress image galleries. Cool. Do you want to have captions? What do you want to do with the attachment images? Enable FooBox for all media images, including posts and pages. You can set lightboxes on specific CSS classes. Enable FooBox for all image links in your WordPress site. This will exclude any items that are not already included above. Justified image grid, add full support for justified image grid galleries. Okay, we're just going to roll with the defaults here. Look and feel, rounded, metro, flat. We saw all of those demos. The color scheme, we'll go with the default. Got icons that you can use for the navigation and whatnot, loader icons, navigation buttons. We'll go with the default. Buttons are on the sides of the modals, which you see you have multiple options. Opening and closing animations, none. We will, do we want to do anything here? Yeah, we want to show one. Let's do a zoom in, do something here. Let's do slide fall. That sounds fun. All right, save changes. Do we want to show captions? Do we want to show video captions, show HTML captions, all kinds of options? Where do you want to show the captions? You want to do caption animation. Do you want to be able to override the image caption titles or the image caption descriptions? Do you want to prettify ugly captions? Attempts to make captions look less generated and more readable. Okay, that's cool. Sounds cool. Let's go to functions. Fit to screen, force smaller images, video HTML to fit the screen dimensions. Hide page scroll bars, hide navigation buttons. Customize the error message. You can get into deep linking, full screen settings. You want to preload the images, enable image protection, so prevent right clicking. You want to show a counter. What's the count message? How do you want to adjust the slideshow? Do you want to enable it? Do you want to auto start it, auto stop? How do you want to address the iframe? When to show it? Allow iframe in full screen. Social sharing, you want to enable social sharing icons. Do you want to show the email icon? We saw that. That's cool. Download original image, enable iframe sharing. So all these different sharing options in here with social sharing, the position, the behavior, the different networks. So you can turn on or off different networks. You see a lot of these are enabled by, it looks like all of them are enabled by default. So all of the major players, Facebook, X, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and so on. You can get into link shortening with Bitly if you have a Bitly account. Under advanced, you can disable things like swipe, other lightboxes, deregister other lightbox files, load the scripts in the footer, enable debug mode. If you're facing issues, you need to debug some stuff, force delays, exclude assets. So kind of some performance things as well as some troubleshooting things. JS and CS. You need to apply some custom CSS. They give you a nice place to convenient place to add some CSS or JavaScript, and they give you all these different places where you can enable JavaScript, different areas. I'm not a developer, but it's basically like where do you want to apply the JS, the JavaScript, pre, post, options, custom extra, and a couple of other things. It's a little more advanced, so we're going to skip over that. Photomoto, if you're using Photomoto, there's some stuff in there. If you're using Google Analytics to track some stuff, what can you track? So like if somebody's going to share an image on social, it can track that event. It's going to track it as, by default, as a category images, and you can rename that to whatever you want, I'm guessing. Deep link tracking, cool. So if you don't want to do any of this kind of tracking, obviously I would turn that off. But just know that that is there. And then again, we've got the demos. I wish we could see that form in a demo. Test a 404 page image. Inline element. Okay, so this is kind of showing you the form. All right, that's cool. Cool. All right. Let's check this out. Let's give this a go with the settings that we have going. So I'm going to go over and start a new page. We're going to call this FooBox. We're going to use the block editor. I'm going to do a slash that leans to the right. That's going to pull up our available blocks. If you're not familiar with the block editor, you can also click this plus icon. You can also click this plus icon in the top left. So we're going to do the slash that leans to the right, and we're going to do food type. No, I'm just going to do gallery. There we go, gallery. So that's interesting. If I type gallery, there we go. It did come up that time, gallery. Okay, so let's choose some images. Let's go boom, boom, boom. That's our gallery. We can put a caption in here if we want. All right, there's our gallery. We're not going to get into styling this. We just want to test the lightbox. Publish, publish. Let's go view this on the front end. There we go. So how do we get lightbox on that? Is there anything that we need to do at the block level? Wouldn't think so, but I could be wrong about that. So it doesn't actually add anything to Gutenberg that I'm seeing to the block editor. So if I click on an individual image, does that do anything? Okay, not seeing that there. All right, let's go back to FooBox settings, general. WordPress galleries enables FooBox for all WordPress image galleries. WordPress images with captions, attachment. Look and feel. So this looks like it should work. Let's switch to flat. We'll go dark mode. We'll save our changes. Shouldn't be anything with captions and functions or anything yet because we're not there yet. Let's refresh this. So it doesn't appear to be doing anything with Gutenberg or the block editor. Okay, let's try this a different way. Let's drop in a foo gallery. There we go. Let's do the same. Select the gallery you want to insert. This is a gallery I created in a previous video for foo gallery. So let's go ahead and just insert that gallery. All right, let's go to the front end. There we go. So click, there we go. So now we've got that light box going. There we go. All right, so that's the flat. Let's go back to FooBox setting. Let's go Metro. Let's change our arrows. Just we're gonna make sure this, test that all this works. Look how it looks, all that sort of thing. Let's change our arrows. Let's put a loader on this just for fun. Let's do that one. Navigation button. Let's do sticky buttons. Stick to the sides of the screen. Let's do a different animation. Let's do zoom in. So it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Again, do I need to specify something within the actual gallery? Let's go to gallery, galleries, edit the gallery. Let's change our gallery to responsive, just so we can notice we're going to see a change. Lightbox, there we go. Lightbox, Foo Gallery Lightbox. We're going to change this to FooBox. Boom, there we go. Updates, the front end, and refresh. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right, now we're rocking. See our caption down here at the bottom. We can close that if we want. Click back. Here it comes back. We've got our navigation. We've got our play button up here in the top right. We want to cycle through the images. There it goes. It's automated, or we can manually flip through these. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Let's go back to our FooBox settings one more time. We'll just change. Now that we know that we've got it working, let's tinker with the look and feel. Let's go pink, rounded. Change our loader to look like this star. Let's change our arrows again. Let's do a full height sticky navigation buttons, and let's do a fold down animation. There we go. There's the fold down. We've got our pink theme. Our navigation has changed. Another one of the key selling points of this is the responsiveness. So we should be able to inspect the page, right click in your browser, inspect the page, and we can go over into responsive mode. And they say that the images should look good no matter what. Yeah, well, there we go. So we're seeing that happen. Fully responsive. Awesome. Okay. So that is cool. And then we see at the top, we see the social share up here at the top. Again, if you want to enable or disable some of these, you can. And email being one of those that you can do if it's not, so it's not just social sharing, you can share via email. And again, all of this can be tracked potentially if you want with your analytics. Awesome, awesome. Let's do one more and we'll get you out of here. I'm still not sure about the Gutenberg stuff. Maybe that's just not possible. To be fair to FooBox, I didn't explicitly read anywhere about Gutenberg or the block editor. Let me do a search one more time. Let me try Gutenberg. No, it says it works with it. Using FooBox with WordPress. Okay, enabling. Okay, let's give this a go. So let's go. So we're on our page here. Here is the gallery. Once you select the image block, you'll be able to upload your image. Yep, okay. You'll then be given the option to select the media file or attachment page. This will enable. You'll then be given the option to select the media file or attachment page. Choose media file. This will enable your image to open in FooBox when clicked on. Okay, I think we did that. So this is our image. And we saw that when you click on the image, like nothing happens. So let's try this again. Let's try, maybe it's the gallery that's the issue. So let's just get rid of all of these. So there's our one image, all right? You know what? Let's just do this. Let's start over. Let's get rid of the image. Oh, it's still a gallery. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, let's do slash leans to the right. We're going to do an image. There we go. Media library. Boom. Boom. Okay, now, do I need to do anything here? From the sound of it, we don't. It should be done. Let's find out. Yeah, still can't get it to go. There's our caption. Once you select the image block, upload the image, select one from media library. To enable FooBox to work, though, you now need to click the link icon. There we go. Okay, so we're going to click this link icon. Here we go. And they want us to need to click on the link icon in the menu above the block. You'll then be given the option to select the media file or attachment page. Choose media file. There we go. Let's try that out. There we go. Okay, I'm glad we stuck with that. So this should work with a gallery then. So let's try that out. Slash gallery, choose our images. 1, 2, 3, boom. Put our captions in there. Okay, let's click on each individual image and let's click the links, link to image file, image, link to image file, and again, save. Boom, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad we stuck with that. So works perfectly with the block editor and Gutenberg. All right. All right. I think we did this some justice. I hope we did. Again, this is FooPlugins.com. The plugin is FooBox. We briefly touched on the design possibilities with this. Super simple to use, extremely powerful. Works with the block editor as we proved. It works with their Foo Gallery plugin. It works with other gallery plugins. Any WordPress galleries is what they're saying. So again, if you like what you've seen in this video, InfluenceWP.com, find the deals area and grab the exclusive offer for FooBox. And I will catch you all in the next video.